What if there is nothing missing? What if what is missing is the beginning of a new chapter? Welcome to this episode of Sanctum, the Conscious Eye Life. What is missing? Yes, what is missing? My name is Oluwatobiloba. I am simply known as Toby, and I am the founder of Queen Oluwatobiloba One, a bespoke holistic advisory for private client. Yes, what is missing? What if there is nothing missing? What if what is missing is the beginning of a new chapter? What if what is missing is the end of a new chapter, is the end of a chapter, not the end of a new chapter, or maybe it is the end of a new chapter that wasn't supposed to happen. Welcome to this episode of Sanctum, the Conscious Eye Life. What is missing? In this episode, I will be talking about refinement. What is refinement? Refinement is simply removing everything that is not essential, removing everything that is not essential and leaving only what is essential without noise, removing everything that is not clear. And refinement is a very simple process of really keeping what is essential, what is meaningful, and what can be refined to its highest state. So refinement can show up in different areas of our life. There's different areas of our life that we can refine. One of the areas of our life that we can refine is in our financial decision. For example, when refining your financial decision, it might be as simple as aligning your financial decisions with your core values. What do you deeply care about? What is meaningful to you? Rather than just making financial decisions based on interest and capital and the market and what is happening, you can begin to align your financial decisions to your core values, to what truly matters to you, to what deeply gives your life meaning, what you enjoy, what you love to contribute to, what really makes it different, maybe in the work that you do, in the way that you share your life. Refinement can also happen in the areas of health and well-being, because refinement is a process that can keep happening in every area of our life. It's like there can be periods. Yeah, it is like we can have periods where we set aside for refinement. So for some people, this might look like it's a yes. For some people, it might look like 3 years. For some people, it might look like a week. It doesn't really matter. I am giving these examples as something to look at as a pacing. Each and every of our pacing is different. It's like running a race. Some people are going to run faster. Some people will run a little bit slower. Some people will run at a different pace. Some people will run in the middle. Some people might choose to walk. We all have different pace and different pacing and different timing and different frequencies. So when it comes to refinement, how you choose to set aside the periods of refinement in your life is something that I actually work with clients to define, to get really clear on, because when you do, it's like creating a clean, trackable system of how certain aspects of your life are refined. When you look at it, when you check if the system is still very simple, very clear, very clean. When I say clean, a clean system where there's not a lot of noise. Sometimes there are systems where there's just so much noise in the system, so many decisions, so many interactions, that it is not necessary. But when one comes into alignment, whether that's alignment with your core values, whether that's alignment with what is really deeply meaningful for you at this phase of your life, then to refine any aspect of your life is very, very simple. It's simplified because we know how to refine it in alignment with what is truly meaningful for you. It might be that in a few years' time, that is no longer true. And so what happens? Another process of refinement. There's a difference between refinement and perfection. Refinement aims to keep on a continuous, in a continuous process to change and remove and add what is truly essential and what is truly important. This is very important. It's really looking at a system and checking if what is in the system currently is necessary, is essential, is actually elevating and expanding the system. It could be that in the area of emotional intelligence, refinement might simply be to choose calm instead of chaos. Refinement might simply to choose peace instead of conflict. These are very, very simplified ways of looking at refinement. And really, it's like I said before, it's a continuous process of coming to just what is really essential, simplifying and removing the noise and elevating it to its purest, to its highest, to its most beautiful, to its most essential, to its most elevated state. Refinement is a process that it's so essential in every area of life, whether it's in your financial decision making, whether that's in your lifestyle, whether that's in your health and well-being, whether that's in your relationship, whether that's in your legacy planning. Yeah, because legacy is not just what you leave behind, it's what you live in every single day. And what refinement can do is to look at the legacy, is to actually recreate a legacy. So it's not creating it from nothing, it's recreating it from what is already there to a state where it deeply aligns with who you are now. Because who you are will keep changing the stages of evolution for each and every one of us. And so when that happens, what you once created, aligned with, may no longer be true. So as we evolve, as we change, it is important that we refine every aspect of our life, whether that is in our financial decision making, whether that's in our health and well-being. Refinement doesn't seek to add more for the sake of adding more. Refinement doesn't seek to expand and elevate for the sake of expansion and elevation. Refinement is such a beautiful process when done correctly, intentionally. It removes everything that is not essential, leaving only what is truly essential and elevating what is truly essential to its highest, to its most expansive form. So, refinement is something that you can, even in this moment, take a moment, take a moment to pause. So if you're driving, I will encourage you to stop before going into the section of the podcast. Well, I said I was no longer going to call it a podcast. because really this is not a podcast. This is an exclusive area for the conscious I life. So this is not a podcast. This is Sanctum. So take a moment and see in what area of your life are you currently refining? In what area of your life are you currently refining? And if you're not, you may want to look, in what area of my life can I refine? In what area of my life can I refine? It might be that you decide to refine your health and well-being. Maybe there's just too many activities. There's too many energy investment in things that no longer are meaningful for you, or maybe things that are no longer joyful, maybe things that are no longer connecting with the essence of who you are. This is something to refine and to actually connect to maybe the essence of what it is, or maybe something completely new. Yeah. Refinement just allows us to look in depth at what is working, what is not working, what needs to be removed, what needs to be added, what needs to be created, what needs to be changed. Refinement is not about doing more, it's about doing less. So, if you've taken a moment to look at what area of your life requires refinement, or what area you're currently refining, this is something that you can look at on a deeper level after this podcast to really see, what area would I love to refine? What areas am I refining? Or maybe you're refining all the areas. Maybe there's a process of refinement which becomes elevation and expansion, because sometimes there's a period where every area of our life is refined. Yeah, for example, this could be moving from one place, from something that used to serve from a place, a home, something that used to serve a purpose, to something else, or to a home, a new location, where it is a much more refined place, location for who we are now and who we're evolving, becoming. The process of refinement is so simple, but it also requires a lot of depth, a lot of intentionality, and a lot of understanding what is truly important. Take a moment and just be with some of what I've said. Is refinement something that connects with you? Another area of life to refine, or to actually, there's some processes to refinement. Before we can refine, we have to be aware. If we're not aware, we cannot refine. And this process, or these processes, are very important. It's not tracking, it's more like a regular monitoring of different areas of our life. So for example, it might be once a year to check your health and well-being through however it is that you're monitoring it. Are you collecting data online? Are you using devices and tools to track your movement, your exercises, your food? And you can look at all of that and decide if the things you're doing, are they really elevating your health and well-being? And if not, is it time to refine what you're doing? Or if it is elevating your well-being, is there any aspect of it that you can remove and nothing will actually change? Or are there aspects that you can remove where it actually elevates your health and your well-being? Like I said before, refinement is about doing less and being more. Even when it comes to leadership, refinement is about understanding that as a leader, there are things that are essential for you to share, for you to speak about, for you to control. But there are things where you simply choose to let go and trust the people, the sections, the department will be able to look after what they're designated to look after. And in leadership, refinement may look like passing on the skills of trust, of allowing the people that work with you, that work for you, to take care and manage what it is that they manage and take care for you. Refinement as a leader can also be passing on some of your health and well-being tools and skills in a way where it elevates the teams and people that work for you. Because when people are healthy and well, they make better choices, which means they will make better choices for your business, for your firm, for your estate, for whatever it is that these people manage and look after for you. When people are healthy and well, they make better decisions, not just for themselves, but for what they actually do for their profession. So, how can you take a moment in this moment, and if there is something, if there is an area of your life, again, we're looking at it again, if there's something that is making itself known to you in this moment, if there's something that is essential to be refined, sometimes it's even the way we live, the way we show up. So take a moment to look at what area of your life is necessary, is essential to be refined. Take a moment. And you can spend some time after this podcast again to look at it, or anyway. So there are 4 stages to refinement. The first stage is awareness, being aware, monitoring. Actually, it's not really monitoring, it's just being aware of what area of your life is no longer functioning in the healthiest, optimum, elevated state. And then is the discernment, what truly aligns with what you are desiring, with your core values, with your legacy, with what is important to you. And the third stage is to release what is no longer necessary, because refinement is about doing less and being more. This is really what refinement is. And then the last part is integration, what supports, what systems, what strategies, what is needed to integrate the new or the things that have been removed in a way where the system is whole and complete and functioning in its most elevated and expansive state. It has been a joy to share this episode of Sanctum, the Conscious Eye Life, What is Missing, with you. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. If you have any questions, any comments, there are information as to how you can reach me. I do not promise that I will answer every question or comment, but where it's appropriate, I will speak a reply, and maybe I will send a reply if there's an appropriate way to do so. And that might be just writing on the platform that you've listened to this episode on. It has been such a joy to share this episode of Sanctum, the Conscious Eye Life, What is Missing, with you. Have a great day wherever you are in the world. I am Oluwatobiloba, simply known as Toby, and I am the founder of Queen Oluwatobiloba 1, a bespoke holistic advisory for private clients. Thank you.